Hi, We Belong. Ruben here. We're continuing our story about Joseph. Remember what we've been learning about Joseph? Last week we saw that God looked after Joseph in prison. The king of Egypt, the Pharaoh, had some weird dreams about cows and plants. God helped Joseph understand what the weird dreams meant. God made sure Joseph told the Pharaoh what the dreams meant. God gave Joseph a warning for Pharaoh. Joseph warned Pharaoh, after 7 years of having enough to eat, Egypt will have 7 years of famine and hunger. Pharaoh was afraid. Famine meant that food would not grow. Famine meant that his people would get hungry. So Pharaoh gave Joseph an important role. Pharaoh gave Joseph the important role of preparing Egypt for the famine. During the 7 years of having enough to eat, Joseph stored up lots and lots of food. When the 7 years of famine and hunger came, people had enough to eat because Joseph had prepared Egypt for the famine by storing up lots of food. Pharaoh gave Joseph the important role of preparing Egypt for the famine. Why did Pharaoh choose Joseph? Because God was with Joseph. Pharaoh gave Joseph the important role of preparing Egypt for the famine because God was with Joseph. God had a plan. Meanwhile, back in Joseph's home country, back in Israel, Joseph's family were hungry. Joseph's father Jacob sent his sons to buy food in Egypt. 10 of Joseph's brothers went to Egypt to buy grain. The youngest son Benjamin stayed behind with his father. When the 10 brothers got to Egypt, they went to Joseph, the governor of Egypt, to buy food. The 10 brothers did not recognize their brother Joseph. They thought Joseph was dead. The 10 brothers asked Joseph, "Sir, please let us buy food." Joseph pretended not to know his brothers and said to them, "No, you haven't come to buy food, you are spies." Joseph threw the 10 brothers in prison. The brothers were afraid. The 10 brothers said to themselves, "We are being punished for the bad thing we did to our younger brother Joseph." Joseph heard what his brothers were saying in prison and felt sad. Joseph let the brothers out of prison. He gave them food. And Joseph said to the 10 brothers, "Leave one of your brothers with me. Go home and bring back your youngest brother Benjamin, who you left behind." The 9 brothers went home with their food. They told their father what the governor of Egypt had said. Jacob did not want to let his youngest son Benjamin go. Jacob had already lost one son and did not want to lose another son. But the 9 brothers took Benjamin to Egypt. And that's all we have time for today. What do you think happens next? What will God's plan look like? Will Joseph become friends with his brothers again? You'll have to watch the next video to find out. Even though Joseph's family did not have any food, God had a plan. God had a plan to raise Joseph to a position of power to keep his people alive. Joseph had control over the food in Egypt, so he could give his family food and keep them alive. But ultimately, God was in control, and God had a plan.